I'm moving to China because what the America? I made a friend over in China through RedNote, and they told me that China has public school for college. Guess how much it is? Wrong. $650 American per year. I looked up the average price of 1 year of college in America. $30,000 is the middle for 1 year. And we have to go for 4 years for a degree. I'm moving to China. Are you kidding?
I'm chatting with a new friend in China, and their law schools are $798 per year, which just makes me feel so angry because I have like $450,000 in debt just to go to law school. And I'm explaining this extremely bonkers system that we have, and I'm like, this is a slave contract because I'll never be able to pay back these loans for my entire life. Or in my lifetime, I will never pay back my student loans without a loan forgiveness program, ever. And I am just so angry that this is the system that we are forced to deal with, that this is the system we are fucking stuck in and trapped in, and I'm fucking sick of it.
Number one, I saw somebody chopping up vegetables and I was like, wow, I can't believe he's chopping them so big. Like, if he's trying to feed school kids, it's a good quantity, but like, these are really big chunks. I was like, what the heck was he doing? It was for the pigs. He was chopping up beets and carrots and pumpkin and cabbage for the pigs. And I thought that was school cafeteria food because that's how bad American lunch food is.
Okay, so I'm seeing everyone go over to RedNote and they're starting to see the Chinese grocery hauls, like how much average folks can afford at the grocery store. And not just how much, but like how high quality the food is. I really can't help but think of Boris Yeltsin's trip to the United States in 1989, just after the wall fell. He went to a grocery store somewhere in New Jersey or the Midwest, and he saw the amount of food available, the crazy diversity, and how cheap it was. And he leaned over to the person next to him, I think it was George H.W., and said, if the Russian people saw this, they would riot.
And then I was asked, is it true that you have to pay for ambulances over there? Like if you have a heart attack or something, like you have to pay to like be taken to the hospital in an ambulance. And that was an eye-opening conversation because I'm sitting here and it's the 7th year after the last time I was taken anywhere by ambulance, and I never paid that bill because it was for 11 miles and it was $19,000 7 years ago. And I never paid that, so I sort of had an internal celebration when it fell off my credit report, which they don't have in China.
The American healthcare system needs to get the out of here, okay? This is crazy. I just asked for an itemized bill of earlier this month where I was dying and I needed to be hospitalized for 3 days. Bitch, the total of that 3-day service was $83,334.33. For what? For what? Oh my God. And I'm wondering if I get a degree with this service or walking down an aisle for surviving. You must be out your mind. This is the price of an Ivy League program. Not only was I dysfunctional during half of this stuff, I also didn't ask for half this stuff. Blood must cure cancer with how much they charge me for blood work. You gotta be $6,000. It sounds like I need to be reimbursed for all the stuff y'all took out of my body. Here's the fun part. Here's the fun part. $10,296. Do you know what that's for? That is for the HB room board semi-private med bed. Who the hell asked for that? I just need my airways open. Mind you, I got back problems. I really got back problems for 3 days in that bed. So make it make sense. I albuterol at home costs like $30. Apparently, in a hospital, it's like $462. I just needed help to open my airways. You would have thought
I just saw a video and the guy was showing his apartment. It was nice. It was so freaking nice. And he legit just said, when I pay off my mortgage, it's mine. I don't have to pay anything to the government anymore. So if I lose my job or I retire, we don't have a real estate tax. It is just my home. He owns it. He freaking owns it. What the fuck, America? I'm curious, like, do other countries do this? Are we the only country that has been brainwashed to think that, like, we need to pay until we die? I'm curious.
Me, it wasn't the groceries. I saw one video of a guy who was like, after I pay off this apartment, it's mine forever and I don't have to pay property tax on it. So like, once it's paid off, I can live here until I die and no one can take it from me. I live in constant fear of like, what if I can't work when I'm 80 and like my house just gets taken away and I'm homeless, or even 70, like just homeless, just on the streets because I can't pay property tax, even though I've worked my ass off my whole life. But I was just bad at saving. Like, I work so hard that I pay things off really quickly. But it doesn't matter how many things are paid off because I still have to keep working because of the property tax. And there's a bunch of cardinals and bluebirds in my front yard right now. But someday, even if this house is paid off, they could just take it away from me.
you're telling me that in China, a communist country, that I could go there and buy a home, like I pay the mortgage, and it is mine. For 70 years, that is my property. I don't ever have to worry about losing my job, getting sick, or just not even being able to pay the bills. It's mine. And then when that 70 years is up, all I have to do is renew the property tax for a small fee that's nowhere close to the amount that I would have to pay in America. Wow, what a concept. You're telling me that the only property tax that they pay on their vehicles is a small vessel tax that is attached to their insurance that they pay? What a concept. You're telling me that public spaces such as museums and zoos are free because it's a public space? What a concept. You're telling me that you can work a part-time job, and as long as you don't make over 5,000, whatever their currency is, that you won't be taxed on it? What a concept.
Does anyone else find it strange that nobody in America actually owns their home? I know a lot of people think they own their home. Because here's the thing, if you actually own something, once you paid for it, you get to keep it. But that doesn't happen with houses. Think it through logically. In order to purchase a home, a person has to make money from a job, which is money that the government's already taxed. Then they need to spend that money on the home, which the government taxes. And then while you're living in that home, you have to pay utility bills, which the government taxes. You have to pay for insurance, which the government taxes. You have to pay for repairs. You have to pay for upkeep, all of which the government taxes. And then once you get to the point that you have completely paid off your home, you still have to pay the government for the privilege of living in the home that you paid off in the form of property taxes. And property taxes just make no fucking sense. It's basically the government saying, yes, we know you paid for it. Yes, we know we didn't do anything to help you pay for it. In fact, we did the exact opposite and took money from you, making it harder to pay for the home. And then everything you needed for the home, we charged you more for. But if you don't continue to pay us property tax even after you pay off your home, we're going to take it from you. That's not ownership. Every single person in America is a renter.